So as we all know, the Boruto manga is coming this March 2016. That is crazy. Of course it's monthly. It's not as good as getting a weekly Boruto series, but nonetheless new material focused around Boruto. This won't be like the Scarlet Spring Sarada special where Boruto was just in the background. This is going to be focused around Boruto, meaning that Sarada and the other characters, including Mitsuki, who we're going to find out a lot about, well, they'll be in the background. Today, in light of the upcoming sequel, we're going to be talking about the character of Boruto Uzumaki and the possibility of him getting the Byakugan. Wait, why does that matter? Why should he get the Byakugan? It's kind of unoriginal at this point, right? Well, here's the thing. Boruto Uzumaki wants to surpass his father. He said that in Boruto Naruto the movie. He wants to go a different direction. He doesn't want to become the Hokage. That's sort of Sarada's goal. But he indeed wants to surpass Naruto. He wants to be a stronger, more viable, more successful ninja than he ever was. And strength is a part of the equation in becoming a stronger, a better, more successful ninja, and he would need the Byakugan unless he'd find some other fucking thing to use that'd make him hacks as hell. I just don't see them doing that without an ass pull, and for that reason, I believe Boruto Uzumaki is indeed going to get the Byakugan, and we're going to be talking about some reasons why. Now, one thing somebody can say on the anti-Boruto getting Byakugan squad's the fact that Boruto is getting older. I mean, we're already kind of in a part 1 phase where Boruto is probably the same age that Naruto was in part 1, and him being a descendant of the Hyuga clan, in fact, his mother is a part of the main branch family, so his Hyuga line would be stronger than per se Neji's Hyuga line. Why would he, being the age that he is, not have the Byakugan yet when Himawari, who is like half of his age, who is his little sister, does have the Byakugan? Why is that the case? And the same argument could be used not only for Himawari, but let's say for Sasuke. Sasuke unlocked the Sharingan at age 8. You know, Itachi unlocked the Sharingan at age 8. Technically, Itachi and Sasuke wouldn't have unlocked the Sharingan at the same age because we know that you have to go through like a stressful kind of moment in order to unlock the Sharingan. But of course, since Itachi massacred his clan in front of Sasuke's eyes, that was some of the most dramatic shit that you could even possibly think of, so Sasuke unlocked the Sharingan. But let's be honest, had Itachi not massacred the Uchiha clan, Sasuke wouldn't have unlocked the Sharingan this early on. He would have probably waited 3 or 4 more years before his eye manifested. It's only because Itachi did what he did. I mean, Itachi's a more skilled shinobi. And then somebody could bring up the fact like, Double Four, why are you bringing up the Uchiha clan or people with the Sharingan? Uchiha, this is completely separate. This is the Byakugan. This has everything to do with the Hyuga, not the Uchiha. Well, one thing we know is that the eye is actually unlocked in a similar way. It manifests because somebody has the genetics to manifest it, but there has to be a certain situation that brings it out. We don't really know what brought out Neji and Hinata's Byakugan, but they already brought that shit out before, you know, they ended up being Boruto's age. They actually unlocked it before part 1, so Boruto, if he would get the Byakugan, I won't lie, he would be a late bloomer. The one thing we know is that comparably to the Sharingan, you know how you have to go through something emotional or something stressful to unlock the eye? I mean, Sarada unlocked it at age 11 when she thought about her father Sasuke, you know, thought about a potential meetup with him. Well, that process to get the Sharingan, it's the very same for the Byakugan. Yes, these two dojutsus manifest in the same way. You go through something stressful and you get the shit. Obviously, you have to have the genetics, but who confirms this? It's Boruto's younger sister, Himawari. She got so stressed, so angry when she couldn't bring her panda toy to Naruto's inaugurational ceremony, so what does she do? She knocks her older brother out cold, and she knocks out the 7th Hokage with a gentle fist. Obviously, she can hit the right point because now she has the Byakugan. Boruto Uzumaki having the gentle fist but not the Byakugan couldn't do what she did to his father because he wouldn't be able to locate those chakra points, and he needs the Byakugan for that. So that's the argument right there. All of these ninja, whether they be Hyuga or Uchiha, unlocked their respective dojutsus before Boruto would have if he unlocked it right now. Sarada 11, Sasuke Itachi age 8, Hinata and Neji before part 1, I don't really know the age. And it's kind of weird because Himawari is Boruto's sister and they have the same genetics, they have the gentle fist, they both have this same Hyuga bloodline, the same Hyuga trait passed down to each other, so why does Boruto not have the Byakugan? I can't explain why. One of my theories is that maybe Boruto doesn't have as short of a fuse as Himawari does. Maybe his temper isn't as bad, and Himawari, you know, it takes less to stress her out. Maybe Boruto did not go through a situation that would unlock the Byakugan, and it would take something in this new Boruto manga for him to unlock this Byakugan, something really fucked up, something that, you know, because he has gone through much more than Himawari has. Granted, both of them lost their father in Boruto Naruto the movie when Naruto sacrificed himself against Momoshiki, you know, in that fight inside of the stadium, so they both went through something messed up, and Boruto was crying there. He was really stressed, but he still didn't unlock it. Maybe Naruto and Hinata will sacrifice themselves in the same way that the 4th Hokage and Kushina sacrificed themselves for the village. Maybe they'll do some shit like that, and then Boruto will unlock the Byakugan. I would hate to see Kishimoto do something like that for the sake of Boruto unlocking the Byakugan, but it's very possible, and it would develop Himawari, it would develop Boruto, it would develop a lot of shinobi, and it would make things interesting, spice things up. For everybody saying, well, that's impossible, Kishimoto would never do something like that. Keep in mind, he killed off the 4th Hokage and Kushina, so why wouldn't he do that for Boruto's parents? Think about it, Boruto's the main character of this story. It is no longer Naruto anymore. He can do whatever he wants with the side characters. Naruto is a side character. In fact, he's always busy doing Hokage work. Dude might as well kill himself. Alright, I'm not going to say that about one of my favorite characters. I don't want Naruto to die. Some people say it'll take a time skip for Boruto to unlock the Byakugan. That's a possibility. I do think we're going to get a 2 or 3 year time skip within the story. It's very peculiar to me as to why he doesn't have the Byakugan, but here are some reasons why I think he is going to get it. For starters, Kishimoto said something in Japanese that I didn't cover yet on this channel, and that shit's crazy. I cover everything immediately when it comes out. However, here he's saying that he forgot to give Boruto and Himawari the Byakugan. Now, keep in mind, this is before Boruto Naruto the movie or before Himawari got the Byakugan in that whole Naruto inaugurational special. Interviewer asks, why don't the two children have the Byakugan? Kishimoto replies, I intended to, but I guess I forgot about it last. If there's a third child, however, but then it seemingly will get complicated in various ways, laughs sarcastically. I don't really know why it would get complicated. I guess raising 3 children is harder than raising 2 children, of course. That would probably get complicated. And then Kishimoto would have to change a lot of things up in the story, and I think it would get convoluted with too many characters related to Naruto, I believe. I still don't think Naruto should be able to have children after what Himawari did. You know, she's not that tall of a girl, and she hit him in a really messed up place, in a really specific area with a specific chakra point being located there. I just don't think it's in Naruto's power to inseminate Hinata at this point in time for a 3rd child. So he forgot to give Boruto and Himawari the Byakugan. At this point in time, he gave Himawari the Byakugan, but what about Boruto? Is he going to give him one? The fact that he says he forgot does not mean that he's not going to get the Byakugan, and that makes me happy. It's not like he said, well, I think if both children were to have the Byakugan, it would get kind of original. I know a lot of people are tired of dojutsus. He didn't say anything like that. He said he forgot. So since he gave Himawari the Byakugan, maybe he just didn't want to give them both the Byakugan at the same time, and he's going to give Boruto the Byakugan eventually, just through a different situation. And he said intends, so he intends to give both of them the Byakugan. Of course, you can say, well, I intended to, but then I only gave Himawari one, but no, he intends to give them both the Byakugan. So yes, Himawari got the Byakugan first. That does not mean Boruto won't get the Byakugan, and it makes sense because they both have the same heritage. It would make no sense for Himawari to get the Byakugan, especially since both of them have the Gentle Fist. Himawari has the Gentle Fist, and she can use it properly. She can develop the style and make it really powerful. It's already extremely powerful. She knocked out her dad, but what about Boruto? He's not going to be able to target any of the chakra points because he doesn't have the Byakugan to see those chakra points. Yeah, he could become like Kabuto Yakushi and study a book and, you know, study human anatomy and then learn where the different organs are and then still do a lot of damage. Of course he can. But come on, he wants to get stronger than Naruto. Kishimoto intends to give them both the Byakugan. It only makes sense that Boruto has an easier pathway and he's able to use the chakra point system correctly to target that shit because he has the Gentle Fist, but he does not have the Byakugan yet. So it only makes sense if he wants to become stronger than Naruto for him to get this visual eye, and keep in mind, he's not going to go down the path of Naruto, and Naruto never had any dojutsu. So that's just another thing you could say to support the fact that Boruto is indeed going to get the Byakugan, and it makes me happy because I know a lot of people are tired of the Byakugan, or any of the, well, actually nobody really is tired of the Byakugan. People are tired of like the Sharingan and the Rinnegan of other dojutsu, and honestly, this series focuses around the Byakugan because if Boruto gets that shit, well, you know, he's the main character, he's going to use it a lot, well, that will balance things out, and then people will finally feel like, listen, Kishimoto did the Byakugan justice. And keep in mind, neither of these two children, Himawari or Boruto, are pure-blooded Hyugas. They're not the product of two Hyuga clan members committing incest and fucking and, you know, making beautiful love and having a child. Incest is beautiful. Let's be honest, especially if the two partners are attracted to each other. If Himawari had that pale sky blue eye and Boruto did not, then I would fully understand that Boruto just simply did not inherit the genes to, you know, get the Byakugan. Here's the thing though, Himawari doesn't have those eyes when she doesn't use the Byakugan, and neither does Boruto, so that means if Himawari can get the Byakugan without those, you know, fucking pale blue eyes, then so can Boruto. I honestly feel like it's just a matter of time in this Boruto manga. Boruto is indeed going to get the Byakugan, and then we can have some really awesome shit. For one, we can finally have a Sharingan versus Byakugan match, and one that's an equal match, because we've already had a Sharingan versus Byakugan match in the past. You know, for instance, Sasuke fighting against Kaguya Otsutsuki, even though she didn't really use her Byakugan like any of the other Hyuga clan members use the Byakugan, and she's not really a Hyuga clan member. Yeah, the whole Naruto and Sasuke versus the Kinshiki Momoshiki alliance, and obviously they had the Byakugan. So yes, we've had a semi-Sharingan versus Byakugan match, but I'm talking about one that is equal, like two kids duking it out. We can finally see which is stronger. Sarada with her Sharingan getting all of those awesome perks, and then Boruto possibly learning new ways of using the Byakugan like nobody's ever used that shit before. You know, we don't really know what's in store for that. And then we see those two fighting it out. We could finally have a fair, legit match between the Byakugan and the Sharingan, and that's another reason why I believe Kishimoto will give Boruto the Byakugan, because there's endless possibilities that need to be made, and if you don't have the Byakugan, then possibilities can't come into fruition. Lastly, I've already mentioned this, but he has the Gentle Fist. He cannot utilize his Gentle Fist fighting style the same way that somebody else can with the Byakugan, and for that reason, he needs the Byakugan so he can hit them proper chakra points, and he can be as strong as Himawari, who is half his age. Hope everybody enjoyed. What do you guys think? Do you think that Boruto is indeed going to get the Byakugan? Do you want him to get the Byakugan? Do you not want him to go down the visual dojutsu route? I can understand that complaint, but again, the Byakugan was never done justice, and it's finally time we get, like, rotation up in this bitch with, you know, Boruto using 64 trigrams lightning style palms or 64 Chidori's lightning style rotation. That would be so dope, and I think there's so many ways Kishimoto can take this.